There is no solution that will free us or liberate us that we will accept. There is no solution that will free and liberate black people that black people will accept. And the reason why is because we are not emotionally attached to liberation or freedom. We are, however, emotionally attached to bondage. So anything that's going to liberate us and free us is going to require our blood, sweat, and tears. It's going to be inconvenient. It's going to be painful. It's going to be hard. It's going to require sacrifice. All of these things we do not want to do. So there is no solution that will actually free us and liberate us that we will accept, because we are not emotionally attached to liberation or freedom. Now, we are attached to voting, which is why we'll run and go vote without getting any results, because we are emotionally attached to simply voting, and specifically voting Democratic. Just like Black Lives Matter. Even though Black Lives Matter is actually against the black family, we won't go against Black Lives Matter simply because it has black in the title. So we are emotionally attached to the word black. Even if that black thing means to do us harm, we are so emotionally attached that we will not get rid of it. We will not try to defeat it. We will literally let it linger around and destroy us. The same thing with black leadership. Even though black leadership hasn't done anything for us, even though black leadership is something that's an extension of white oppression, even though we know these things about black leadership, we are content with just having black leadership because we are emotionally attached to the word black, which means we are emotionally attached to the bondage. This is why no solution will ever work for us, because we don't want to do the hard thing. We don't want to make the choice that involves character. And we all know what choice we have to make. So when Kyrie says, let's not play, everybody's against it. When I say withhold the money, withhold the vote, or withhold both, everybody's against it. When I say let's financially boycott the system, everybody's against it. When I say let's boycott these artists that are destroying our communities through their music, everybody's against it. Even though we know the music is detrimental to our community, we still let it ride because we are emotionally attached to the music. You see, the mind game was them getting us to glorify our struggle. That was the mind game. So now the struggle, now oppression, now systemic racism seem to be normal. It's like a way of life. Almost if you don't go through the struggle, then you're not really living the black experience. And this is what we are slaves to. We are actually enslaved to the idea of what black is. And that's an idea that was forced upon us. So there is no solution that black people will accept, because an actual solution, which is freedom and liberation, goes against our very existence in this system. We've been talking about solutions for over 150 years. What's going to change? We have been talking about solutions for over 150 years. What is going to change? Nothing's going to change, because when it's time to make that tough decision, when it's time to make that decision based in character, guess what? We're going to cower out and we're going to run back to our emotions. We're going to take the easy way out. And the easy way out is do what the system tells us to do. Conduct ourselves in the manner in which the system created us to conduct ourselves. At this point, it's just easier for us to be what they created. It's just easier for us to be what the system has created. This is why I always mention unplugging. This is why I always mention unplugging from the system, because many of us don't believe we are in mental slavery. And I know it sounds cliche, but we are in literal mental slavery because we don't realize we are enslaved. So the only hope we have is for individuals to free themselves, because asking black people to not be black is going to be a difficult task, because what you're asking black people to do is to abandon everything they've done for centuries. I've said keys to breaking generational curses. That is making sure you have a house or some property or some land, some life insurance, a business. These are all things you can pass down to the next generation. These are things you can use to break the generational curse. What we don't realize is that every generation we have keeps having to start over from scratch. It's going to be impossible to gain freedom. It's going to be impossible to get liberated because we keep starting from scratch with every generation. But we keep doing it because we don't want to make the tough decision. And the tough decision is based in character. Do you know why black folks don't get life insurance? Not because of the money. Black folks don't get life insurance because black people are selfish. Think about it. Life insurance doesn't benefit you. So to get life insurance, you must be thinking of someone besides yourself. This is the problem. The problem is we don't value the next generation enough. There are so many black people out there that don't have life insurance, and we should be the #1 candidates for life insurance. Literally, we have the roughest existence on the planet. We literally should be the #1 candidates for life insurance, but we don't get life insurance. And it's because at the core, we are selfish. We just don't value the next generation enough. So why am I going to pay something every month and not see the benefit? You won't do it because the benefit is something you won't benefit from. The benefit goes to those who come after you. Somebody told me, he's a wise young man, young, but he's wise. He said, if we got life insurance, then the police will be more reluctant to kill us. I said, why you say that? He said, because think about it. Those insurance policies. Think about having to pay out insurance policies for everybody black that's getting killed. And then I thought about black on black homicide. Then I thought about the police killing us. And I was like, wait a minute. That is a great idea. Think about how much insurance companies would have to pay out if we all had life insurance. I guarantee things would change. I guarantee somehow things will change because money always finds a way of making things change. So the goal I see is for us to wake up individually. This mass consciousness that we hope happens, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I can say that individually we can do our part. But there's no solution that black people will collectively accept because it will have to be a solution that's based in character. And I just don't feel like we are there yet. I feel like systemic racism and oppression and slavery and all these things really kind of squeezed a lot of character out of us, and it kind of made us weaker in that sense. And so what we've done is we've adopted ideologies that really white supremacy placed upon us. You know, it's almost like I have to go to a plantation and I have to tell the slaves that there's a better plantation up the road. I can't just say, let's go get our freedom. I have to trick them and tell them there's a better plantation up the road. That's how emotionally we are attached to the system. We are just emotionally attached to our bondage. So once they glorify it and we buy into it, once they glorify everything tragic about being black in America, 90% of the battle is done. So I encourage us to start trying to deprogram ourselves from what the system has taught us. Really, I think we should start focusing on relearning everything about ourselves, who we are, where we come from, everything. We should start relearning all of it and really deprogram ourselves, because most of us don't realize how much actual bondage we are in mentally. We don't even realize it. It will almost require you to challenge everything you've been taught and even everything that you see. But that will start with us wanting to be free, and that will start with us wanting liberation. But that decision is based in character. Just find out who God said you were, and I promise you'll see the truth. Don't be safe, be great. Wait for it. Free Blanche, get money.